Is wood really stronger than steel? Or can you make wood stronger than steel? And does that actually mean anything?
No. Well,
Okay.
it depends on what you mean by stronger and what kind of steel. Because there's more than one kind of steel. You've got mild steel, and then you've got high-strength steel. And high-strength steel is quite strong.
Yeah.
As the name implies. Stronger, there's lots of different types of strength. So there's like tension strength, compression strength, and we could also compare it to the density, so like strength per mass. If we were looking at compression perpendicular to grain or tension perpendicular to grain in any kind of wood product, I don't imagine that you could really make it any better than steel.
Is wood stronger than steel anyway under certain circumstances? Could you do a measurement that showed it was stronger than steel?
I think, yeah, if you did tension testing and you looked at the tension strength in comparison to the density, then yes, you might be able to find some pieces of wood that were stronger than some pieces of steel.
Yeah, because quite often, I mean, that seems to be the catch line, like, oh, we've done this to wood and now it's stronger than steel. And it's like, well, maybe it was already.
Yeah. And in science and engineering, strength has a specific meaning, but in general English, strength can mean all sorts of different things. So it might be that the journalist is asking a more general question about it. And it's certainly true that if you mean stronger in the sense of better for construction, then yes, in certain circumstances it beats steel. That's why we use wood rather than steel in certain circumstances. It does have pretty good strength properties for its density, which is why it's a good material for making self-build aeroplanes, for example.
Well, yeah, you don't, steel's not used for aeroplanes very much, is it?
No, because it's pretty heavy. Yeah.
Just trying to
Which
think
way
of an example.
you would choose something like aluminium instead of steel, and the regular properties. If you just look at face value strength of aluminium, it's much less than steel, but for its density, it's better.
Yeah. So just saying something is strong is meaningless essentially because it depends on the application.
Definitely. Yeah, and the circumstances.
Mm.
So it's a nice attention-grabbing statement.
I've seen it once or twice in the media. Yes.
But it doesn't really mean much.
Yeah.
And maybe, if you looked at some of the microscopic components of wood and did testing on just those very perfect components, you might get very high strength values. But that doesn't mean that would work at full size scale. I mean, and a lot of the technologies that are being talked about are still at lab scale. Yeah,
I was just going to say that. We've made something like that big and it's going to change the world. It's like, well, maybe we have to wait a while.
Yeah, it's quite easy to make things small and strong.
Yes.
It's quite difficult to scale that up because the bigger it is, the more chance that you've got some kind of weakness in it that will...
Yeah.